Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Pitch Talk.
We are fans of football dropping vlogs, videos and podcasts on the beautiful game.
Check out our videos on YouTube and Instagram's IGTV,
including special feature segments,
5 minutes with the G,
the Straight Shootin View,
coaching with JBK. We produce, record and edit video content
and audio on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
Verbal, Podomatic,
Anchor,
Spotify
and other podcast platforms.
Join the Pitch Talk revolution on Twitter, Instagram,
Facebook
and www.pitch-talk.com.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I can see you now. I can see you now and then. I can see you now.
Welcome to
the Straight Shootin View.
Hey everybody, what is up? My name is Straight Shootin LJA and welcome to another episode of the Straight Shootin View. Now, with the 2022-2023 Premier League season upcoming, yes, it's coming up a little earlier than usual, but that's because of a certain World Cup happening in November, December. But I won't get into that because I've discussed that on a number of occasions before. Where I'm going to go, though, is the Premier League, the 2022-2023 season. Two interesting things that have come out in the last few days announced via Richard Masters, the chief executive of the Premier League. Number one is that they are going to limit the taking of the knee. So it won't happen before every match now. It will happen certain matches, like New Year's Day matches, Boxing Day matches, cup finals, special occasions. I'll come back to that a bit later. But also, as well, another thing that's going to be introduced this season is the VAR, the recordings of the discussions between VAR and Stockley Park and referees. This audio will be released after matches. I think about an hour or so after matches for fans to listen to. And I'm going to stick with this one first. Releasing the VAR/referee conversations is one of the stupidest ideas that I've ever heard. It's in a bid to apparently increase transparency, but all you're really going to do is just invite more criticism, because every single armchair fan and his wife is going to be like, oh, the referee shouldn't have done that, he shouldn't have done that, and referees are going to explain it, and you can't explain certain things away. And then you're going to get your accusations of bias, you're going to get, and as it goes on, and reaction, and there's more reactions and more reactions, certain refs are going to get absolutely castigated, especially on social media. You're going to get certain sound bites that are going to go completely out of context. They're going to go around social media, and referees are going to get quote unquote buried for it as well. And it's I just don't think it's a good idea. It's like back in, I think it was 2016, when they were talking about putting microphones on managers, like they had in, American football, and like what they did with the XFL, I think it was as well. Trying to put mics on managers during matches. It's like, no, this is not a good idea. It's not going to end well. Because, number one, you're going to get a lot of colourful language. But even so, as said, you're still going to get the same amount of criticism, if not more, and now you're just giving people ammo. Because there are a lot of those VAR decisions where it's clearly human error that's messed things up, and I've always said human error plus the grey areas around rules are what's holding back VAR. I don't think fans need to be hearing those conversations, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that goes over most fans' heads. And fans are going to be like, oh, I don't understand that, so let me criticise it. Because that's what happens. People fear what they don't understand. And generally, they will criticise what they don't understand as well. Just like taking the knee. I'll come back to that in a minute. But it's one of them where, yeah, these discussions, and as I said, doing it after matches, if you're going to do it, why not just do it live? You might as well do it live, like whilst it's in context or in situ, as it were, because post-match it's not going to have the context, and you're going to get a lot of people, because a lot of people do this in general life anyway. People will take something out of context, run with it and bury it, And it's one of them. How many times have you seen a quote taken out of context and it sounds terrible, but then once you put it in context, it's like, oh, I kind of understand why that person said that. I can understand that. But most people don't hunt for context, and all this is going to do, in my opinion, like releasing these VAR referee conversations, all this is going to do is give social media trolls like more ammunition, as if they didn't need it already, to start abusing players, referees, whatever the case. But also, you're just giving the newspapers headlines to run with, and the clickbait websites headlines to run with, because you know that's going to happen. That's an inevitable byproduct of this. Oh, referee said this on VAR recordings. Completely taken out of context. And that's it. Most people, sadly, don't read past the headline. So I think this is an awful idea, personally. It's like, oh, transparency. How about focusing on getting rid of the grey areas around certain rules, like handball and offside, passive, active, all this crap? How about getting rid of those grey areas, which are the real issue? Because all this is, to me, is just deflection. And if anything, for me, this is just going to throw referees under the bus. I think that releasing these conversations is going to throw refs under the bus. It's not going to make people question, the incongruities and grey areas around rules. It's just going to make people think, the refs messed that up. Listen to him. He thinks he's a big shot. He thinks he's this. He thinks he's that. It's all it's going to do, in my opinion. But you know what? The other point I did mention about a lack of understanding, and that's taking the knee. Taking the knee a while ago, about a year and a half ago, I did criticise it, and I stand by this criticism, where it has become part of the show. I've said for ages that on Match of the Day, it's part of the damn show. It's not doing anything, and it never has, and really and truly, it never was going to do anything. When Colin Kaepernick first took the knee, it was him alone making a stand, which in my view is why it was so powerful. One man taking a stand against the system. When the Premier League introduced it, I was critical. I was critical at the time. You could see on my Instagram post in 2020 when the Premier League mandated that it was going to be a thing. It was like, and when they started putting Black Lives Matter on the back of shirts, I've always been of the mindset, it's all good doing these token gestures, but they don't do anything. How about improving diversity in the FA Council? Improving the diversity in the hierarchy of the Premier League? And other such things as well. Management roles in the Premier League and the Football League. How about increasing diversity there? How about equality and equity? So it's one of them where these token gestures like taking the knee don't really mean anything anyway. And it's been watered down so much because you look at most players. Most players probably don't even understand what they're doing and the significance of it. And that's actually doing more harm than good. Because then you start thinking that kind of thing's taken, like it's a chore. And you got idiots like Simon Jordan who came out, and at the time I criticised this as well, where it's like, coming out and saying, Millwall fans were right to boo taking the knee. And it's like, you moron. You don't understand the significance and the power behind taking the knee. And sadly, that was part of the issue, where you had idiots talking about something they don't understand, and also the Premier League actually have done a lot more damage to taking the knee as a gesture. Because as Wilfred Zaha rightly said, it's a case of like people are taking the knee, like players are taking the knee before matches, but he's still getting racially abused online. So clearly it ain't working. Clearly it's not. So it's one of them where it's like getting rid of taking the knee or limiting it to try and improve its impact. Well, you're not going to do that. And it really, when the taking of the knee first came out, you really saw the racists come out. The racists really crawled out of their shells. Oh, why are they doing this? Oh, all lives should matter. Oh, it's like, yeah, okay, cool. The racists really showed their faces in regards to that. But for me, I said, taking the knee has ended up becoming part of the show. And when something's just another part of the show, it doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. It ends up becoming as redundant as scenes we'd like to see from Mock the Week. And that's coming to an end soon. So it's one of them ones. All useless things come to an end at some point. So it is, as I said, as soon as the Premier League started making it part of every single match, you took its power away. You took its impact away. Because it's just one of them ones. There were people who stopped doing it who stopped doing it like pretty much straight away, because it's like, well, this is not changing anything and it's not going to change anything, so I don't agree with doing it. And fair play to those who didn't, such as Wilfred Zaha, those who stopped doing it straight away because they saw it was making no difference. And as I said, token gestures do not make a difference, and that's all taking the knee became. So it is one of them where limiting the amount of times it's done doesn't really matter. It's already been watered down anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. But it is what the hell it is. But I want to know your views for the 2022-2023 season. The taking the knee as a stand against, as an anti-racism stand. What do you think of it? Do you think it's smart to limit it? Will it increase the impact by limiting it? I don't think so, but I want to know what you think. Also, VAR recordings between the conversations between refs and VAR in Stockley Park. Do you think it's a smart move to release these audio recordings after the fact, after the matches, instead of live? Should it be done live? Should it even be done at all? I want to know your views. www.pitch-talk.com is the official website. You can catch our podcast there. You can watch videos there as well. You can learn about us as co-hosts there as well. You know what? It is one of them ones. Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Player FM, Spotify, God, Verbal, VURBL, Ghana, GAANA. Wherever you find your podcast, you can find us, the Pitch Talk Podcast, wherever you pick up your podcast. Also, youtube.com/Pitch Talk for all of our videos. At Pitch Talk on Twitter. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we're up to. Facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Become a fan, become a friend, become a member of the group. Join the footballing revolution. We are working so hard to create. Facebook.com/Pitch Talk, at Pitch Talk on Twitter, at Pitch Talk on Instagram for vlog previews and much more. We're on Reddit, we're on TikTok. Search for Pitch Talk on both of those platforms as well. As said, our official website is pitch-talk.com. I have been Straight Shootin LJA, and until next time, take it easy, and thanks for joining me on the Straight Shootin View. Thanks for your time, peeps.
Join the Pitch Talk revolution.
Check out the official Pitch Talk website.
www.pitch-talk.com. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Pitch Talk.
We are fans of football dropping vlogs, videos and podcasts on the beautiful game.
Check out our videos on YouTube and Instagram's IGTV,
including special feature segments,
5 minutes with the G,
the Straight Shootin View,
coaching with JBK. We produce, record and edit video content
and audio on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
Verbal, Podomatic,
Anchor,
Spotify
and other podcast platforms.
Join the Pitch Talk revolution on Twitter, Instagram,
Facebook
and www.pitch-talk.com.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I can see you now.